Hi, and thank you for joining me here on Chad Sports Talk. In case you don't know, my name's Chad, and take a dive into world sports. In this particular video, we're going to do what's considered a perfect 10 conferences. This is a similar scenario that Dustin at the College Football Chronicle kind of came up with, and this is kind of like my response to his setup of these particular conferences. No way are these conferences perfect. This is just a thought experiment. In this scenario, there are no independents, so everyone is in the conference. Everyone will be at 14. In this particular scenario, if you do 14 members in the conference, I think you should probably play 9 conference games that ensures rivalries are kept intact. I try to keep most of these most of the conferences intact with their core rivalries as much as possible. You'll see some of the other later conferences that things kind of went a little sideways. And if you kind of follow the math, there's 130 FBS programs. If you do 14 members, 140, it means 10 FCS programs get moved up. No particular rhyme or reason why these ones were brought up, except for location. So without further ado, let's go ahead and start out west with the Pac. And now, of course, with this being it's going to be labeled with the Pac-12, but, in all essence, it'll be Pac-14. And I kept the core of the Pac-10 there. Actually, the Pac-12 there, and just add a couple schools there. You see the north all have BYU, Colorado, Oregon State, Utah, Washington, and Washington State. And the south is Arizona State, Cal, San Diego State, Stanford, UCLA, and USC. Now I see the draw of putting Boise State in this particular conference, and I definitely get that. And I know Boise State football-wise is a whole lot better. But I kind of look at, don't think USC will want to go up to Boise to play in their stadium. And UNLV has the NFL stadium, but they just be cannon fodder with the Pac-12, and I don't think that'll help their conference. San Diego State's like a nice medium up to the Big Ten. And the Big Ten, they kept the core of the Big Ten together and added a few other teams. So if you look at the East, it's going to be Cincinnati, Indiana, Louisville, Michigan State, Ohio State, and Purdue. Out west, you'll have Illinois, Iowa State, Minnesota, Northwestern, Notre Dame, and Wisconsin. As you see, most of these key rivalries are kept intact. And you log up a few cross-divisional ones like Notre Dame, Purdue, Michigan, Minnesota, Illinois, Ohio State. So that way you keep some of these core rivalries intact. And then next will be the Big 12. Now, the Big 12 kind of sticks back to where it originally was, basically. And in the north, we'll have Kansas State, Memphis, Missouri, Nebraska, Oklahoma State. A lot of old Big 8, tones in that one. And in the south, you'll have Arkansas, Baylor, Houston, TCU, Texas A&M, and Texas Tech. A lot of Southwest vibes in that one. The SEC is where things kind of get a little weird. And I brought about a lot of the old school ones. So in SEC East, it's going to be Auburn, Florida State, Georgia Tech, Miami, and UCF. While the West will have Alabama, Kentucky, LSU, Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Tennessee, and Vanderbilt. And I put Georgia Tech back in SEC where they started. And then moving on to the ACC. So with this one, start up north, you'll have Boston College, Maryland, Penn State, Pittsburgh, Syracuse, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia. A lot of Big East vibes. And south is Clemson, Duke, NC State, North Carolina, South Carolina, Virginia, and Wake Forest. All these were the core members of the ACC when they first started. Now, heading back to the group of 5, and we'll go back out west again to the Mountain West. And as you know, Hawaii's not that close to California, but just kind of bear with me. So in the Mountain Division, you'll have Air Force, Colorado State, New Mexico State, Utah State, UTEP, and Wyoming. So the New Mexico's and UTEP will have their rivalries in this conference games. We'll probably help them all out. In the West, Boise State, Fresno State, Hawaii, Nevada. Sacramento State's the first FCS program moved up. San Jose State and UNLV. Now, with the FCS program I selected, the reason I picked Sacramento State is because their stadium actually hosted some major football teams from the old World League, American Football, Canadian Football League, and the United Football League. Even though I think Eastern Washington would probably be a good choice in that aspect as well. And then heading into the MAC, once again, their core kind of stuck together. So for the MAC East, it was Akron, Bowling Green, Kent State, Marshall, Miami, Ohio, and Toledo. Pretty much all Ohio. In the West is Ball State, Central Michigan, Eastern Michigan, Western Michigan, Illinois State, Northern Illinois, and North Dakota State. Now, North Dakota State's a bit far out, but with them being such a huge running of the FCS titles, I think it's about time they make the jump up. And I think Illinois State should also be brought in, just a bit more teams out west for the MAC. And then we'll head down south into the Sun Belt. And their east will consist of Coastal Carolina, FAU, FIU, Florida A&M, Georgia Southern, Georgia State, and South Florida. In the west, we'll have Chattanooga, Eastern Kentucky, Jacksonville State, Middle Tennessee, South Alabama, Troy, and Western Kentucky. FAMU actually flirted with the idea of moving up to FBS, and then changed their mind pretty much at the last minute. So I'm going to make the Florida A&M be the first HBCU in this. Chattanooga's been courted by the Sun Belt before. Eastern Carolina's been rumored for the MAC. And Jacksonville State just, recently being a pain in a few FBS programs. So if you're looking at the new Conference USA, even though I think I would rename this one the Southwest League. It's kind of a homage to the old Southwest Conference. So the South, you have Arkansas State, Louisiana Monroe, Louisiana Tech, Southern Miss, Tulane, and UAB. Out west will be North Texas, Rice, Sam Houston State, SMU, Texas State, Tulsa, and UTSA. And for the American, which is pretty much the Upper East Coast, for the North, it will be Army, Buffalo, Delaware, Rutgers, Temple, UConn, and UMass. On the South will be App State, Charlotte, East Carolina, James Madison, Liberty, Navy, and Old Dominion. As you know, I think James Madison is going to be highly courted in the future expansion talks. And through in Delaware, just, had to pick a program out there, and I think Delaware would be well suited. Well, those are my perfect 10 conferences. So, like I said, it's a thought experiment, and I'm sure things going to be, everyone's got their own opinion for this one. Don't mind the placements of the logos. Some of them I couldn't place exactly where the university was because they're actually, some universities are kind of close. And the maps are kind of small. So, thank you for, once again, clicking on this video, checking this out. I've also provided a link to the inspiration for this video as well, so you can check out Dustin at College Football Chronicle. Check out his work. And leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you want me to cover. Give me a thumbs up. You can also like, share, subscribe. If you would, once you subscribe, you hit that notification bell, let you know next time I post a video. And I'll see you next time on Chat Sports Talk.